Good morning. This is pure speculation. I have no proof. Don't believe a word I say. Do your own investigation. This is just some ideas, thoughts, some theories, right? I think I know why companies are little by little substituting people with bots. Screens. Screens mess up your eyes. Yeah? Eventually, if you stare too long at these screens, you will, develop stigmatism, and glasses might be required. If you persist, migraines might also manifest, and if you continue, symptoms of schizophrenia might show up as well. When I was younger, I used to have one of these consoles, and I used to warn people who use these consoles. Extreme use of these devices might cause anxiety, depression, um, headaches, symptoms of schizophrenia, etc., etc. I mean, they were talking about the screens. That's what happens when you stare too long at the screens. Kind of mess up your eyes, your field of view. So that's one thing. The other is I was listening to this doctor, scientist, and writer, works often for the private sector, and they were making a presentation, a 2026 presentation, and they mentioned the study that was made by other scientists, and, and they kind of cited the article. So the scientists made a 20 plus year study um, about attention span. So the group that they first studied was salary people that were dependent 100% on computers. So they were staring at the computer all day working, and they measured that their attention span was around 3 minutes in 2004. Fast forward 10 years, they made the same study, and they found out people had an attention span of 1 minute 15. So there was a considerable reduction on the attention span. Students of the 2000s, students around the year 2000s, I mean, those who were exposed, like myself, to flat screens and consoles and all those things, they made a study upon those people of the 2000s, of those young people, and they found out they had an attention span of 45 seconds. Recently, those who were born with a smartphone attached to their hands, their attention span dropped to 9 seconds, only 1 second more than a goldfish. Not only their attention span had dropped considerably, to, almost similar to a goldfish, their compassion and empathy also dropped, and their physical exercise dropped as well, so their vitality is very, very low. It's almost like autistic person. Now, I've been reading here and there companies, since the adoption of these weird policies about identity, um, DEI and the great feminization, woke, I mean, everything. There's been a lot of changes in the working place. The RHA, what's it called? The Department of, where you can complain about harassment, those things. Companies have been, and honestly, I've seen some videos, people, showing their working day, and it really feels like, a care center. They're just taking care of grown-ups. It's just for the picture. It's just you know, for the rules that was imposed by governments. And I suppose companies have been losing a lot, ever since these identity politics was implemented. And the AI, the bots, is just a ruse because honestly, it's bullshit. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. The thing can't think. The bots can't think, but at least companies will make a profit this time in replacing people with bots. Bots will probably do a better job than an attention span of a goldfish. You know what I mean? So they are thinking of the future, and it's the private sector, private companies that are leading on AI. And I think it's purely a response, a side effect, a counterattack, a reaction to these weird policies. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think. Have a nice day.